what's going on, Geekdom? This is Chipmunk. We are going to be doing, I guess, my review or takes on a anime convention. So I recently just went to an anime convention. It was Anime Impulse Dallas. I know Anime Impulse goes to other locations and stuff. So, but yeah, this is one Anime Impulse Dallas. So I'm gonna be discussing how I feel about it, things that was going on with it, and my impressions and stuff on anime conventions as a whole. I'm gonna start with that. But what's been going on as far as just with anime conventions lately I have seen. So to first just start this off with just talking about that, I think it's been interesting this year when it comes to conventions and stuff, and not just anime conventions but conventions in general. It's been sad, I want to say, when it comes to conventions. A lot of conventions canceled. A lot of conventions are not doing it anymore. Yeah, it's been definitely sad because I wanted to do a lot of conventions, go to a lot of conventions and stuff like that. But a lot of them had canceled. A lot of them are not, doing any more conventions in my area. So I don't know about anybody else's states and stuff like that, areas, but where I am in Dallas area, DFW area, it's gotten sadder to me when it comes to it. A lot of them postponed indefinitely, stuff like that when it comes to doing conventions. But this one was pushed back because it originally was supposed to be, I think, earlier, a few months ago, but they pushed it back to this month, November. And so, yeah, it was definitely, I think, fun. I enjoyed Anime Impulse. They had it in the same place that Collecticon was at, but it was, I think this one was in two different spaces, both C and B, to have a lot more room. It was a lot more room in Anime Impulse, and it had way more. I enjoyed it a lot. Anime Impulse was pretty fun to go around. I did hear some people while I was sitting and resting for a bit. I did hear some fellas talking about how the convention doesn't have much, and that all you can do is just buy stuff, which I disagree with. I disagree with wholeheartedly. I didn't tell them that, but I disagree wholeheartedly when I was overhearing their conversation, eavesdropping. It was a lot that was going on with it. There was K-pop area and stuff for people who enjoy K-pop artists and stuff like that. There was little vendors for K-pop stuff. ATEEZ is one of the K-pop bands that I've seen a lot. BTS. They had stuff for Demon Slayer. But they had a whole bunch of just different things, items you can buy from different vendors who sold different stuff for K-pop. And then they had a whole stage area where you can dance, do some of the moves and stuff for K-pop. So it was just from like different K-pop music videos and stuff like that, choreography. You had that area you can dance and enjoy and have fun listening to some of the music. And I thought that was wonderful to have. It was a stage and stuff way in the back, or that where that K-pop area was way in the back, away from, I would say, the other parts of where the voice actors and stuff were. And it was definitely something I was like, this is unique. Definitely like that. They also all had a arcade area. The arcade area is kind of like in the middle of everything, so it's like, okay. But it's an arcade area where you can go play games and stuff if you want to play some games and everything. It was definitely there for you to enjoy and do that. They also had right next to the arcade, wrestling. I had seen a wrestling ring. I was like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to pop off. It was fun. There were some local wrestlers and stuff like that. They had some matches. Got to enjoy. Here's some clips and stuff from some of the matches and stuff if you want to see. enjoyed it a lot. As far as some of the matches and watching some of the stuff go down, that was one of the most fun parts I had when it comes to this convention, was watching the wrestling. One of the other things they had was music. They also had bands and stuff playing. So they had a stage and everything. Again, there's a complaint I had about Collecticon when they had a live performance. They put it right next to the autograph area. It wasn't like right next, so it was some space in between, the autograph area and where that stage was. But don't put it that close. Don't put it close to where they are. I know with positioning and stuff like that when it comes to the convention, I understand. I understand completely. It would be difficult to place everything where you can to where everyone will be comfortable. But I thought it was all right for how they had it. It's just interesting. But yeah, when we first got there was a live band playing and everything. We didn't see that live band, but I waited till later in the list. Checked out a guy. He was playing the guitar. It was just So it did have live music and stuff, which is fun, crazy. Again, don't usually see this at conventions or something much. So I was like, this is very interesting. Definitely fun. They had an area for the VTubers and stuff like that. Meet and greets for VTubers if you wanted to meet and greet VTubers. They had the autograph area, so you meet some of the voice actors and stuff like that was there. And then they had all the different stuff you can buy in between all of this crazy mass of things. But it was all in like one room type of deal, which is fine. They also had like a food area and stuff. Usually for that area, for all the food court area stuff, usually is on the outside of the convention. So I was happy to see that they were actually inside and they was able to serve the food and everything inside of the convention. There's a lot of spots to sit. Well, not a whole lot, but it was just one area next to the food court, and then they had another area closer to the I want to say collectors area. So they had an area for collectors of like Pokemon cards, Duel Masters, and Magic the Gathering, all that stuff. So they had like a collectors cards and stuff area. There was a seating area near there, and I thought that was interesting. It seemed like it was a lot of just different stuff rolled into one, and what you would enjoy and what you can't enjoy all rolled up into one. Now they didn't have like a comic book superhero area or anything like that, for those who really enjoy that, but just different stuff that you can enjoy. So it was interesting. I thought it was nice. It was definitely enjoyable. It was something I was like, think this needed. I think there was a lot to do. I enjoyed this way more than Collecticon, I'll tell you that much. But it was a lot to do. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to be around, whether you're a fan of K-pop, wrestling, live music, entertainment, seeing the autograph areas. We weren't there the entire time. We got there around 11, so I don't know if the lines were heavily big for the autographs during the time when we first got there. Because we went towards the back area where the K-pop stuff was first, and then we came back through. So I don't know how big the lines and stuff were during that time, but by the time we made it around, it was around like 2 something. Autograph lines weren't long. When we first got there, the VTuber stuff was heavily packed. A lot of people there for VTubers. That was pretty busy. But when we made it back around 2 something, when we went to that area, again, not that many people there for the VTuber stuff. You would see in the videos it's less amount of people there, but it was heavily more people earlier in the day than it was later on in the day. The convention did, I think, close at 6. So, yeah, it's going to be less traction the later it gets. Also, the more stuff is happening because people ran and went to the wrestling when the wrestling started. People went to the K-pop stuff when the K-pop stuff started. So, you can only do so much and have so much going on at one time. And, it's definitely interesting how stuff goes. But it was a nice convention. I enjoyed it. Very wonderful. Definitely nice to see and feel and just go through because it's been a while since I've enjoyed a really good convention. and have been to a really good convention. And it was only for me for that one day, $35. You get to do all this stuff. I know the hours and stuff isn't like crazy amount or maxed, but you know, of just doing or able to do stuff. But you was able to do a lot of different things. They also had a main event area. I didn't go towards the main event too much. It was right by the Gengar you can see here. I was taking a video of. The main event was in a room right by that Gengar. So if you had tickets and stuff to the main event and to watch whatever was happening, I don't know what was happening in the main event. I didn't have a schedule, so I apologize. But they had events and stuff in there where you can sit down and I'm guessing there was voice actors or people that was talking and stuff like that. Or question, you know, I guess they had stuff going on that you can enjoy and stuff as well. But it was a lot. It was a lot going on, and then I enjoyed that. I liked that there was a lot to do, a lot to see, and that's what I think makes it fun. I missed that when it came to like A-Kon and Anime Fest and stuff. There is usually something you can always do there at those conventions, where it's go to panels and stuff like that, and listen to bands, concerts and stuff, or you just watch some anime. Read in the library. There was always a lot of stuff to do, and I enjoy that there's options. There's always options and stuff you can do, and that makes a good convention to me. So, yeah. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. If you like this video, please put a like on the video. If you like to subscribe to see some more of my, I guess, reviews, takes, and discussions and other type of stuff, please do. Thank you all so much for jumping on and giving me a try. I really do appreciate it. Please do take care of yourselves and others. Peace, geekdom.